All right, let's try it again. See what happens. Oh, oh man. Okay. I'm just reading the chat. The Jeopardy song is playing, Laura. That's funny. Okay. So here we go. Yeah, thanks, Karla. Karla's making me feel better. Oh, all right. Let me get my stuff back together here. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. That was weird. Yeah, it's weird. Right on, Christina. Well, hopefully y'all don't give up on me. Yeah, I don't know what it is that my computer, it's done it twice now. It just like all of a sudden it just it just like goes black and like says it's restarting and running some diagnostic thing or something. I don't know. Maybe I need to um reformat it or something. Who knows? You missed the fun one to check out the troll and couldn't get back to the chat because yeah. Yeah, the crazy woman. Oh, Anne, that's so funny. We wouldn't leave you. That's funny. I know, but I could imagine you felt abandoned, huh? Yeah, so well thanks for sticking up for me, y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I like to kind of sit and chat for a minute and see how you guys are doing and all that. I mean, come on. We're all friends, right? That's how I feel about it. And I don't want I, I'm in charge, right? So there. Well, and Karla and Laura and Scotty and Brenda. Aw, Anne, you're so sweet. I'm glad you guys are here. Um, Anywho, so yeah, since we last spoke, I finished, like assembling the, yeah, so I kind of like sorted out each pile that I had just stuck into the cover, and kind of arranged the pages the way I wanted them. And I went through and basically just folded in pages that were too wide for each journal. And then I'll decide if I want to make that folded in portion a pocket, or if I want to just trim it off or glue it down, or what have you. A lot of times stuff like this that's real thin, if I folded it in, this one I just trimmed it off, but a lot of times on these, if I fold it in, I'll actually just glue it down and then maybe attach some kind of like trim or something on the edge of the paper just to kind of strengthen it and make it a little bit more sturdy on the edges. I really don't like it when I have stuff that sticks out even a little bit, because over time the closure will just like rub on it and stuff like that. So yeah, I try to be pretty aware of that. If there is something that is kind of right there on the edge, like this envelope right here, if it seems sturdy enough, then I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it'll just basically start looking a little bit more worn over time. I try to be aware of, how durable the journals are. I really do. Although I'm not trying to make them bulletproof. It's like, I mean, at some level, people have to be aware that there's vintage papers in here, you know, and take a certain amount of care with them, you know. Anyway, but if something is, you know, really fragile or something like that, then I just don't use it in this way. I'll use it in some other way. So okay, just a second. Teresa, hi. We haven't seen you before. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, junk journals they're addicting for sure. Yeah, they can definitely be addicting. And someone asked, Kitty, you asked how long I've been making these kind of journals. I would say probably a couple years now. Probably a couple years. I sort of got into doing junk journals watching Dee Dee Willingham and Shannon Green and you know, those kind of people, and like Ephemeras Vintage Garden, not Cat Hand, but oh my gosh, what's her name? Karla, you know, what's her channel? I can't remember her channel name. Not our Karla, but oh my gosh, I'm so bad about this kind of stuff. Anyway, and just really started like getting into like collecting images and yeah, caged fish. Yes. Thanks, Karla. And you know, doing like glue books and things like that, and I love doing that kind of stuff. I don't do it as much as I used to. I actually, Kitty, I do have most of those channels listed on most of my videos. I don't have them listed on here right at the moment, but you know, I can. But if you go to any of my other videos, you'll see in the see more, I've got a little, well, pretty large section of, you know, channels that, you know, I feel like they're people that inspired me, you know, or still inspire me, and that list is constantly growing. So I just keep that list on most of my journals or on most of my videos. So anyway, but yeah, and so just kind of, I don't know, and initially like I was really resistant to doing like vintage stuff because there were so many people that were doing it, but then I was just like, oh my God, I just love all this stuff, you know, and all of the ephemera and stuff like that, you know. So that's just kind of, it was sort of inevitable, I think. And then I had a bunch of ephemera that I had gotten from my dad and from my mom, and you know, I just couldn't help it. It was just like, oh man, you know, so I wanted to use those, you know, a lot of the images and stuff like that. I found the link here, so, or the list, so I will put it in the description. One second. I don't know if it should just show, right? I don't know. I've never done that before on the live stream. Anyways, when I do vintage journals, are all of the papers in it vintage? Kathy, I would say, no, not all of the papers. You know, I use, you know, regular copy paper, just, you know, coffee dyed or tea dyed coffee paper, or, you know, copy paper, COPY. you know, they consider anything 15 years or older vintage. Okay, so, you know, it's relatively easy to get your hands on stuff that's more than 15 years old. So I would say, you know, most of what I use is vintage paper. Yeah, not all of it though. This is scrapbook paper that I just got at Tuesday morning not long ago. Yeah, it would. It would, Kathy. And I actually watched your haul videos, and and I subscribed to your channel, so I'm excited to see what else you come up with. Yeah, I've done that before. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and we have a lot of huckleberries up here, so I actually dyed some paper with huckleberries. As a matter of fact, I had some pulled out that I know I dyed with huckleberries. Yeah, and it just kind of got like a purple hue, you know. I did this a long time ago. These are the only little scraps I have left. Just has a little bit of a purple kind of, you know, that one's nice and ripped, but yeah. I know, all kinds of stuff. I have some avocados that I want to eat, and I'll just like eat the avocados. I love them. So I'm going to do some avocado dyeing here pretty soon. So anywho, and you know, I forget about stuff that I have all the time, and I find myself just using the same things over and over and over again, and it gets pretty boring. But so I remember that I had this whole little box of butterflies and stuff that I've coated with you know, embossing powder. So, you know, sometimes before I sit down to, you know, finish up journals, I'll just go around and pull out stuff, you know, and just to kind of remind myself that I have it and try to use it, you know. You know, Kat, I actually have never done it before, the avocado dyeing. So, but I have watched quite a few videos, and we're going to see. I understand you're supposed to boil them for at least a half an hour. And some say, you know, as long as an hour before you know, add anything to it. Otherwise, you just won't get any results. I do know that, and I'd like to try dyeing some paper with it. Not just laces and fabric and stuff, but I want to try to do some paper. So one thing I have gotten into doing lately with coffee dyeing is actually doing book paper, and you know, like coffee table type books and the images out of those. I just really like the way they kind of like weather the image, you know. I don't know, kind of gives them almost like a cast, you know. Especially like floral stuff. These are from Laura. She sent me some really beautiful rose pages. So it just kind of gives it like a cast, you know. And then you know, later I can stitch this onto some fabric or onto some other paper, stuff like that. But it just kind of, because I iron them afterwards, and it just kind of makes them just look like grungy, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. So anyway, so that's a project that I'm going to make a bunch more tags and stuff with a lot of those images, and maybe use some in like some tuck spots and stuff like that. But so one of the things that I forgot that I had was this little guy that does the photo corners, you know. Yeah, so I actually, because I wanted to do something to protect the corners on this little guy, and so I just did some of those, because I have a bunch of those, where did they go? Oh, they're right in front of me. A bunch of these little book corners, you know, but they're a little bit too like wide to use on a paper cover. So I thought that you know, that it's that heavy like metallic cardstock. I thought that would work pretty well on, you know, some pages and maybe on some images and stuff like that, you know. So anyway, these are pretty cool, these little guys. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do some eco dyeing too. I'm going to do a boiled book. I'm going to try a boiled book this summer. I'm going to go out and rape all my mom's plants and do that because I just think that looks amazing. I love the effect from that. If you guys have never seen that before, a boiled book, it's an eco dyeing method. Check out some videos on boiled books. It's really cool. So so then I just kind of, you know, I have all of these pulled out. These are all the journals that I'm working on, trying to complete them within the next few days. So this is kind of where I'm at right now. And I have a couple of special little journals that I'm working on too, for somebody in the chat. So, and she knows who she is. Anyways, so this is kind of where I'm at, you guys. And I pulled this off of some of those little like ledger books that I got, you know. This is the, just a second. I got some of these, you know, and anyway, so this is off the spine, and so I'm gonna try to use this. I think it's pretty cool. It's just like, it's like canvas, you know. So I'll probably stick that in here somewhere. So I'm gonna try to do like some kind of pocket on the inside of this, and a lot of times I'll use, this is way too big obviously, but I'll just use a tag, you know. I mean, or some other, yeah, like something like that I think would be perfect. So, but I am going to do a hitch post on the front of this, so I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit better at the moment. So I'm gonna yes, you're all special. Of course you are. So yeah, I'm gonna get that put in here. I need more of those. So I thought it would be kind of cool to maybe put a I don't know if this will screw is long enough, but yeah, I'm just gonna put a washer on there. It's just a little metal washer, just to kind of give it another layer. And of course I find one that's cross-threaded or something. Ugh. All right, this is going to require the butter knife. All right. So what are you guys doing? What are y'all doing today? I know what Karla's doing. Oh, actually, I'm doing a bigger one in here. Karla's got allergies super bad, so she's not feeling very good. Brenda, I understand, is getting her hair done. So she couldn't be here yet, but she might show up. What's a hitch post? Hang on a second. I'll show you here. Just a second. That's a hitch post, Tanya. So, see? So, I'll put like, and then I put an eyelet in the back, on the back cover. So I'll use, you know, either like a hair tie or some ribbon or seam binding or something like that on the back here, and then it'll just, you know, hook onto that. So, and they're pretty sturdy. There's a Tim Holtz product. Yes, I said it. Tim Holtz. I said it. So this little guy, I'm gonna put some eyelets, or not eyelets, but just some brads in the corners of this. I like them, just kind of makes them look, you know, finished. So I'm going to glue this down on 3 sides, and then on the corner that is up here at the top, where I'm going to leave it open, I'm actually going to glue a little piece of paper on there so that papers don't catch on that. So I'll just take a little, like a little scrap, and just glue it over that. Yeah, see, so that makes it like smooth if, you know, for inserting like a card and stuff in there. Very sturdy. So then I'll just go through and got all my boxes of stuff piled up, but I want to get into the clusters because this is a spot where I like to use a cluster. And generally I'll just glue it on there. You know, sometimes I'll use them as like a tuck spot or whatever on their own, but I'm just kind of inking around the edges of, you know, some of that. Can you guys see me okay? I feel like I'm like out of frame a lot. Yeah, Tim Holtz, Tim Holtz, Tim Holtz. Exactly, Tanya. Exactly. I can say what I want, right? We can say it if we want to. Somebody said on Sunday, they mentioned that YouTube is not wanting us to say his name or something, just, you know, because of, I don't know, something. So, thanks, Kitty. Okay, hang on a second. There, is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. I don't know. I mean, that's just a rumor I heard, Karla. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's even valid, but yeah, that's what I heard. But I'm going to keep saying it because I think he has a cool name. Speaking of Tim Holtz, so I coffee dyed a whole bunch of Tim Holtz papers yesterday. Okay, well, can you see it now, Kitty? Well, I'm not getting up on my table, Kitty. Smart ass. Yes, I'm still out of frame. Okay, I'm not moving. You guys will have to just deal. Yeah, so I wanted to see what would happen if I coffee dyed. I know I did. You're right. Okay, I'm not asking anymore. That's true. That's true. Josie, yeah. Lots of people were doing what he was doing before he was doing it. And I'm doing it now. And yeah, is it better? Okay, because I can't move like left or right, but I can move like this way. My camera anyway. So I just don't want you guys to see my pajamas. Okay, Carol, thank you. Yes, it is, Kitty. You're smart butt. So I just have a whole kind of little pile of stuff up here that, you know, I can stuff in pockets and things like that. Like this little picture. I scanned a gazillion, oh, and of course I glued that shut. I scanned a gazillion vintage images the other day, you guys. A gajillion. And then I took a whole bunch of these, like words, you know, and, no, cat. Oh, thanks, Corrine. Thank you. You know, they're actually pretty similar to a lot of the ones that I already had in there, but, you know, but I guess they're new, right? Anyway, so I took a bunch of those, like, words, you know, that I cut out and I'm crazy about. And, you know that strip that's at the top of the scrapbook paper that you always, like, trim off or whatever? Well, sometimes that strip has, like, patterns from the other papers in the book, like, printed on it, you know? So I was cutting those off, and I thought, you know, those are pretty usable. So I just started gluing words onto them. And then just, you know, I kind of got this idea to make it into, like, a little charm or something like that, you know? So I glued it onto some heavy, like, almost like chipboard, you know? But anyway, so I have a whole bunch of them that I just, and then I coated them with triple thick, you know. Yes, clothing optional tonight. Oh my God. Get me shut down, y'all. Anyway, so these turned out kind of cute. You know, they're just, some of them kind of curled a little bit when I put the triple thick on there. And I thought about coating the back of them, and if I use them as charms or, you know, like put an eyelet in there, I don't know, I might paint the back of them or whatever, but I don't really care. I think they're okay the way they are. I don't know, like that one is chipboard, so maybe I'll paint it and then coat it too. But yeah, they're just kind of grungy and stuff. Like, look, I've got like my fingerprints on them and stuff. But anyway, so I thought I'd use some of those in some of these books. And of course, I like to put a brad on the ends of these. This is my favorite part, right, of making journals. It's just, you know, just decorating, embellishing, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and Kathy, I wanted to tell you, and I don't remember if I commented on your haul video or not on the ephemera, but, you know, I felt the same way that you did about you know, maybe trying to get some of that stuff back to the family, you know. And I mean, because sometimes when you're going through those lots of ephemera, you get a little bit attached to the people. You start, you start reading their letters, and you get to know them. And yeah, they're just printed out, Kat. I just printed them on the on my printer, but I always say I printed them on my computer, but I didn't. I used the printer. But yeah, I do want a typewriter because I want to be able to type them, so on whatever I want, and not have to worry about whether it'll go through the printer or not. But anyways, yeah, Kathy, I did want to tell you I feel you there, because you do get attached to those people, you start feeling like you know them, and you see, this is what I'm talking about. See, that's the top where it's, and I leave that on there if the perforation isn't like real deep. I'll sometimes leave that on there, there's no reason to cut it off. You're leaving, Teresa? Okay, well, hopefully you'll come back. Thanks for coming. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave that on there. Why not, And I don't ink everything, I do ink a lot of stuff, but sorry, I'm just looking for something tall to put in there. This is a piece of origami paper that I coffee dyed. I had added this is like an electric bill, kind of added that on there already. There's another pocket. Oh, and I had put a word on here already. I kind of had started on this book earlier. I do like to round the corners on things, but again, like, not everything. A lot of stuff I do. Some bridge score sheets out. I like to use those. Hi, Care. How's it going? Yeah, Kat. It's hard to kind of separate yourself from the people, that is attached. The people that are attached to that ephemera, But I do. I get over it. This is just one of those images from a Dover design book. I like to use those. A little flip out. Excuse me. So here, this is a situation where, I don't necessarily want to cut that off because I like it. I like the design on there. So what I do is I'll take a piece of paper and just make it into, I'll just make it into a pocket. you know. Yeah. So I'll make it into pockets. Sorry, I'm like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, you guys, so I make these little references sometimes, and if anybody ever picks that up, let me know, because we'll be best friends. So I'll fold in the edge that's going to be on the inside, and then see, so now it's like a flap, and then I'm going to just glue it down. Voila, pocket. Too many options, you guys. I'm just kidding. I don't think I could have too many options. Oh, I started making these little guys. I thought they turned out really cute. I made them in a whole bunch of different sizes. So it's just like a little, almost like an envelope, but you know, kind of looks like an envelope. I guess I could, you know, stitch these up or glue them or something like that. The gold flower, this. My kids are doing something with their game, making a bunch of noise. Yes, it's a punched. I think it's a die. I think it's a die. Yeah, that, you know, has a bunch of different sizes. And then I painted it with ink of gold. So, anyways, I like these little envelopes. I made them in a whole bunch of different sizes. You know, just with the little round, you know. There. Yeah, see? It's a good way to just use up, like, odd pieces of paper, you know. Corinne, how did I wash my sari silk? I washed it by hand with woolite and cold water. But, you know, I don't think you necessarily need to. I think you could just wash it in whatever. And then I did some like this, too, with the little, you know. Yeah, I was feeling a little bit like scrapbooky kind of one day. So, so I made these. And plus I saw somebody on Etsy had something extremely similar to this, except for they had stitched on their sewing machine all the way around the edges of this whole thing and made it an envelope. And they were selling them, 4 of them, for $1.90. And I just thought, holy cow, like, that's a lot of work to sell 4 of them for $1.90. You know, I mean, unless you're, you know, making a gajillion at one time, and it doesn't. You're finding it hard to find those hitch posts. I bought them at Michael's, or I buy them at any of our craft supply stores, Kat. I know it's a ton of work, Carla. I couldn't believe it. So unless she's making money on, you know, like the shipping or something, then, you know, it's a ridiculously cheap thing, you know. But yeah, Amazon for sure, Kat. I know I've seen them on Amazon because I buy them usually like 4 or 5 packages at a time. And so I was, you know, kind of thinking I could find them cheaper on Amazon, but yeah, but I have seen them on there. So this is a page where I had folded it in, and this paper is just not, you know, sturdy enough really to use as a pocket necessarily. So I just glued that down. And so a lot of times when I do that, I'll just, you know, put a little piece of trim on there or something just to kind of pretty it up. So, all right, you guys. So just saying, I opened a Patreon account, and I don't necessarily know exactly like where I'm gonna go with it, or like what, I don't know. Like, I've been reading about it, and I know other people that have Patreon accounts, and so I need to know, and I'm not asking any of you guys to necessarily like sponsor me or anything like that right at the moment. But I'm curious to know, like, so if you're a Patreon and you have patrons, right? Like, the thing about it is that you would offer something to your patrons, you know, people that basically pledge like a certain amount every month, okay? And it can be $1, it can be $5, it can be $100 or whatever. And you offer something to those patrons each month, or each, you know, however often you want, that you don't offer everybody else. You know what I mean? And so I guess, you know, I'm just kind of curious to know what you guys think I could do, like a class, or you know, an actual item or something. Or, you know, usually, you know, they like, okay, like musicians who belong to Patreon, a lot of them will provide like free access to events and things like that to their patrons. And so I don't know, I'm thinking about doing it and doing like a class, like an online kind of like private class just for patrons. What do you guys think about that? I'm just curious. Nobody's even listening to me. Well, wait a second. What are you guys talking about? Oh, we're still talking about hitch posts? Okay, well, never mind. Never mind. So I want to stick something in there, but I don't want to just stick it in without having something attached to it to pull it back out. So that fits. Let's round it. No, I know. I'm just teasing you guys. You like the class idea? Would there be a limit of what you have to donate to take the class? No. No, I think that maybe like $5 or something. Okay. Maybe like $5 a month or something like that. And basically what Patreon is it's a way for artists in, you know, any type of media to who are trying to make a living making art, to have some kind of regular income. You know what I mean? That they can count on every month. You know, it's like, and then, you know, the people that are supportive of you, they, you know, donate a certain amount of money every month, and it doesn't literally, like, it can be like $5, you know, and you can do it like on auto pay or whatever. And then in trade for that, you know, you get a certain amount of access to that artist every month that not everyone else gets. So yeah, so where's my stapler? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly, Kara. That's what it is. So, you know, and I'm not at the point where I can monetize my YouTube channel yet. I'm pretty close, but, you know, I'm just not there exactly yet. And besides that, like, I don't want to count on YouTube. You know, it just, I don't know. I've just heard that it's really tough to get to the point where, you know, I am not trying to, you know, beg people for money or anything like that at all. You know, I sell my work, and I feel like, you know, that's completely valid, and you know, that's how I want to earn money. You know, it's just that sometimes it's like, yikes, you know. It's just nice for, you know, an artist to at least have something that they can count on, you know. But anyway, I'll stop rambling about it. When I know more, when I get a better idea of like what I'd like to do, then I'll let you guys know. Okay, and then whoever wants to do it, you know, I'll have the website, um, like on my Facebook or something. That's right, Care. They don't, you know, they don't pay much at all, YouTube. So, um, yeah. So, and you know, I've had this discussion. I've had discussions with a few people lately about um, pricing our work. You know what I mean? Um, okay, I will, you guys, for sure. You know, it's really hard as a crafter slash artist slash freelance, whatever, you know, to price your work and to kind of determine like what it's worth, and you know, what can I sell it for, like how much is it worth, you know. And it's a big dilemma for some people because, you know, a lot of people just don't really, they feel guilty almost in you know, charging anything for their work. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of one of those people. Like um I'm into giving things away, you know, and sharing what I do, you know. But at the same time, it's like, um, if this is what I want to do all the time, I have to support myself. So, you know, I'm kind of forced to, you know, sell it. Like that's what we do, you know. And plus, I think people people enjoy, you know, knowing that they did support you when they made that purchase and that kind of thing. And so I know this is a really sensitive subject, but um it's kind of like when, you know, I feel like I have my work priced pretty fairly, you know. I mean, I'm kind of middle of the road as far as pricing goes. And you know, if any of you guys are, you know, actively selling your work or have thought about doing it, or, you know, even if you don't care one way or the other, I just kind of wanted to mention it, that, you know, it is something that we definitely, you know, it's definitely tough to come up with a good number, you know. And sometimes it's frustrating because, you know, like I was selling, at one point I was selling my quilled paper cards online or on Etsy, and I was just like, oh my God, you know, there was other people that were selling um quilled paper cards for like $3, you know. And I'm just like, holy cow, like one card can take, you know, 2 hours to complete, you know. So I mean, if you're selling it for $3, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how people would do that. And so then it's just like, well, I can't compete with that, you know. But then I think, well, maybe my work is different or better or whatever, you know, I don't know. But it's just hard. Like it's so competitive anyway that it's kind of frustrating when you see somebody selling something that is very comparable to what you do for pennies, because it almost like devalues your work, and that's kind of frustrating. So I guess all I'm saying is that if anybody is listening or watches this video later or anything like that, if you're considering doing that, price your work for what it's worth, you know. Thanks, Carol. Yeah, yeah, Tanya, and I mean, there absolutely is a lot of work in it, and so if you are considering trying to, you know, open a shop, or if you have one now or whatever, just consider the community. Like, consider everybody that is in the community trying to make a living, or trying to sell their wares, you know, because if you're underselling, you're really not helping anybody else, you know. And if you're doing quality work and you're making you know, quality goods, then don't undersell it, you know, because you're worth more than that. You know, you're worth what it's worth. And, you know, look around on Etsy and exactly ask yourself what you make an hour. Yeah, that's true, Kat. Yeah, well, you know, that's we all kind of have a responsibility to each other, I think, to kind of maintain that and not devalue what it is that we're doing, you know. And if you're not prepared to kind of sit and wait for your stuff to sell or whatever, if you can't do that, absolutely cannot do that, you know, then I get that, you know. But maybe, you know, reconsider the quality of your work, or you know, I don't know. All I'm saying is that, you know, just sell your work for what it's worth, you know. Don't cut yourself short, and you know, because you're not helping yourself and you're not helping anybody else at the same time. So whatever. All right, I need another word on here. I'm loving these little guys. Yeah, Josie, absolutely. It is hard. It's hard, you know. So here's what I always tell anybody who's kind of interested in looking at Etsy, and there's been a few people lately that I've talked to about this, you know, my mom for one. And, you know, basically what I would say is go on Etsy, go on other websites, look up, pretend you're shopping for a junk journal and see what they're selling for. You know what I mean? And then ask yourself, would I sell my journal for that? Not would I pay that for it, you know, because you can't take into consideration, like you have to think about it not in your terms of what I would pay for something, right? Like, and I learned that just being in sales. I did outbound telephone sales for quite a while, and you can't bring your own considerations of what you would pay for something into it, because, you know, I wouldn't pay $100 for a junk journal. I just wouldn't. You know what I mean? Because that's, yes, Kara, and I wanted to bring attention to that too. That she's selling, she's going to start selling junk journals, and is going to give one away to a disabled person for every one she sells, for the nonprofit, until you can start writing grants for it. You have no idea of the cost to sell them for. I think, you know, just look at the market in general. You know what I mean? Like, look at not the lowest price ones or the highest price ones, but look at them and head for somewhere right in the middle. You know what I mean? And here's another thing. You know, if you just want to get rid of them, somebody looking at shopping can see something for $10 and see another thing that's almost the same for $100, they're going to start questioning the quality of that item that's $10, right? Like, so I'm saying my journal is worth this. This is what it's worth, and this is what I'm asking for it. If you're not willing to pay that for it, then, it's just not meant to be, But this is what I feel it's worth. I'm valuing it at that amount of money, and that's what I'm willing to accept for it. Not just, oh, it's so hard. Yeah, and I think the art therapy thing is just amazing, and I would be interested in, getting involved in that if there's any way to do that, Care, honestly. I make a lot of junk journals, so I'd be into to making some donations or something, I would. So I have this piece of paper that's just kind of hanging out here, and I don't know what to do with it, so I'm sticking it in there. So I'm not sure exactly what I was trying to say with that whole thing, you guys, but just don't give your stuff away, because it's, yeah, you can post it. Oh, you can't post it. Oh, yeah, you have to be a moderator to post in the chat. But did you post it in the group? Kara, did you post it in the group? Yeah, post it in the Facebook group, and yeah. Hi, Amber. Hi, Sherry. If I miss you guys coming in and I don't say anything or anything like that, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep an eye on what I'm doing and kind of rambling on about something that's really awkward to talk about. But that situation that I was in with those cards, it's like, okay, I was selling them for $10, my cards for $10. I see cards all over the place that are $10. I've bought cards that were $15. You know what I'm saying? And so if you want, Care, I can copy and paste it into the description on my videos too. I'd be absolutely happy to do that for you. I think it's an awesome thing. So I'll snag it out of the group, and then I'll paste it into my my list of links. Okay. All right, awesome. So yeah, that would be fun. Anywho, yeah, I mean, I've been doing craft fairs, you guys, for 30 years. Do you know what I mean? I've been selling my work for 30 years at least, and it's always been hard to figure out how much to sell your work for. And whoops, I didn't mean to put that in there. And it's always a dilemma, because it's like, well, I want my stuff to sell, but, I don't know how much it's worth or what other people will pay for it and that kind of thing. So, Etsy's a worldwide marketplace, right? Like every single person in the world has access to Etsy, pretty much. So, you know what I mean? Like, just don't think about what you would spend on stuff is what I'm trying to say. Just don't even think about that. Like, because you don't know what other people will spend money on, I saw a junk journal. I do it all the time. I look at what other people are selling junk journals for on Etsy almost every day. I just junk journal. I search for junk journals just because I want to know. And I literally saw a junk journal for sale for $500 on there the other day, guys. $510, So, yeah. $500 for a junk journal. I favorited it. I'll go and see if it's sold. But there was a lot of freaking work in that journal too. I'll tell you what. There was a lot. Like, wow. I'm not sure if it's sold or not, Kathy. But yeah. I had to show that one to my mom. I was like, wow, check this out. And, you know, my mom's got her shop open now. And, you know, she hasn't sold anything yet. But, and she's also making these super cool cards that I'm definitely going to show you guys one of these days. But, you know, it's like, be patient. You know, it's been a couple weeks now. And, you know, just be patient. You have to be patient. You know. Have to be patient. Oh, I don't like that. Oops, where'd it go? Where is that page? There it is. See, I finally found the perfect pocket for that tag. And that's... I feel weird when I just put one thing in a pocket. My mom's shop is, it's Christiness Originals on Etsy. And she has her jewelry in there right now. I'll put it in the chat. Hi, Scotty. Good morning, sunshine. Whoops. I'm trying to... Let's see. That's my mom's shop. If you search for that on Etsy, you'll find her shop. Nice of you to join us, Scotty. I'm looking for a cluster to put on here. I want one that's not very thick. See, this is why when I make my clusters, I try not to make them too thick. Because I can always make them thicker, but I can't make them thinner, right? Let's put a postcard in there. Postcard, and then let's just add a little. Ah, did I glue that shut again? Oh my gosh. Why do I keep doing that? I don't know why I keep doing that. Hang on. I have one of these guys. There. So this is vintage paper, this typing paper. This is vintage ledger paper. Well, it's from like a little notebook. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking about what do I use that's like vintage. So basically everything is vintage except for the scrapbooking paper and the This is funny. Look at how crooked this page is. I don't even care. Yeah, and then any of the like just plain white paper that you see is going to be vintage. Even some of the plain white paper is vintage, I have to say, because I use this paper a lot now. I got a whole ream of it, so I've been using this a lot. This is vintage, like, you know, some kind of letterhead. So here, I already have like some trim on there, but see, I always forget about the butterflies. I'm putting a butterfly on there. Yep, I'm just sticking a butterfly on there. There we go. And then let's stick something in there. Put one of these guys. It's just a little, you know, little card. And let's put another one of these guys in there. Okay. All right. So it's getting kind of fat. This journal, Jessica, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know because I haven't measured it, but also it's just a pamphlet. It's like a vintage like insurance receipt book, you know, premium receipt book from an insurance company. And this is kind of tearing right there, so I'm going to put some glue in there. So on these, for the most part, I don't really do much on the cover of them. You know, I like to just kind of keep them, you know, the way they came, natural, you know. You know, well, it might be cool to, I want to start trying to use up some of these old, you know, art tiles and stuff. Using them for different things, but yeah, flowers. Yeah, one little flower might be kind of cool on the front. Oops. Maybe with a, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Wait. See if this will fit in there. Yep. Yeah, so I just took like a, you know, it's a paper flower that I painted with something. Oh, I think I used liquid leaf. Used a little gear, and then like a blingy type of brad. There we go. Oh, play group, how fun. All right, Kat. Take care, okay? We'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming. Hi, Yvette. I didn't see you in there. You think it needs a butterfly, huh, Laura? Well, here's how I feel about that. If I add a butterfly, then I have to add something else. Okay. Yeah. I'm just leaving it. Do you have one you can show how you do the closure on, or tell me which video to watch to see it? A piece of salad. Well, I could just do a cluster on the front. Right? Like I could just attach a whole cluster on there. Now we're getting crazy. I know, too big, huh? Yeah, but I don't want to cover up the cover anymore. So it's done. All right. So I think I'm gonna and Kathy, yes, I can, to answer your question. Look, I'm almost out of seam binding, you guys. This is all the seam binding I have left. Yeah. So I'm going to use a piece of silk. Distress the edge of it instead. The edge of the cover? No, it's done. I'm stubborn, you guys. It's done. I'm just putting a closure on it. Oh, I wanted to add a couple things inside too, though. I want to add a couple things inside with like paper clip, you know. Yeah, I like that silk. Just folding this up so I can cut a strip of it. Hold on. Wait, what about a map on the cover? No. Doesn't need anything. It speaks for itself. That's the way I feel about it. So, alright, so I used a piece of silk as a closure on there. I'm going to trim it just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Thanks, Kathy. Alright, and then, yeah, I wanted to go back and just kind of add a couple of little extra pieces of ephemera in here. Got this, I don't know, this card from something. And maybe one of these flowers. A flower image. My stomach is growling like insanely, you guys. Oh my god, can you hear it? It's crazy. Okay. Oh. Wait. I love these little guys. There. Okay. So it's kind of funny. Sometimes when I make a journal, oh, you know what? I want that on the other side. Sometimes when I finish a journal, and if I go and I list it right away on Etsy, it'll be like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, I just put like all this work into this journal. Okay, that's it. I want $1 million for it. You know, but then, you know, kind of come to my senses. So I like to wait a couple days before I price anything, just because I think it makes me a little bit more reasonable, if you know what I'm saying. You know, I kind of let the you know what I mean. Kind of let it settle. And then oh, here's a little piece of a map for you, Kathy. And then hold the phone. Hold the phone. And these little guys. I love these little guys. Okay, that's going on that side, actually. Should I use one of these little leaves? No. Just a gold paper clip. I love gold paper clips. They're hard to find, honestly. Gold paper clips. Kind of tough to find. Okay, one more. One more little... Let's do something kind of colorful. I need to use more color in my life, you know? Yeah. No. Oh, I wanted to use this little card. And this little guy. And around the corners. So I kind of offset them a little bit, you know, so you can see the items that are in there. And needs one more thing. Ooh, I know. French dictionary page. And then Target has gold paper clips? Nuh-uh. Really? Okay, well, there's a Target pretty close to my house. I'm going over there when we get off the phone. And I got to go to that store and see if, yeah, so that's nice and chunky now. And see if they have any of those magazines left. Those ladies' home journals. Right? Yeah, ooh la la. What are you guys talking about? Hi, CJ. Hi. I'm just kind of looking through here and see who's here, who's not, you know. Did you guys see that? I don't know if you guys all saw this, but I'm in love with this magazine. And I decided I am going to take it apart. I'm going to disassemble it. I have to use some of this stuff. Amazing Dew. Amazing new Dew spray deodorant in the magical self-atomizing bottle. Oh, look at those. I didn't even see those pictures before. Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to tear this magazine apart. Anyways, they had 3 more of these, so I'm going to go get them. I gotta go get them. Anyways, I was thinking about maybe putting together some like packs of ephemera and stuff, you know, because Lord knows I have enough ephemera, and I really would like to sell some of it, or you know. I know, to every wife who sighs over bills. I know. Oh. I know. Isn't that the coolest magazine, though? I just love it. And I love that it was an Easter issue, too, and my mom got it for me right at Easter time. So this little guy, I've had a hard time with this little guy. It's just kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't like the little devil face on there and stuff. It's cool. I like it, but it's weird. It's awkward. It's junky, that's for sure. It's definitely a junky junk journal, vintagey junk journal, for sure. So I think I'm going to do this one. Okay, so somebody asked if I could show the closure thing. So this one I'm a little bit concerned about. I think I'm going to do something different on this one. I think, okay, I don't want to put a hitch post here because, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe, yeah, I might put a closure, a cluster on there. I don't know. Anyways, this is a little bit brittle. Not brittle, but it's real thin. You know, this is real thin. So I don't think it would stand up to a hitch post unless I were to attach something else right there that was pretty, you know, heavy, to kind of disperse the tension from a hitch post, you know, when it's being pulled on by the closure, you know, whatever I use on the back. So I think what I'm going to do with this one, and also I don't really want to mess up the pocket, like I have a pocket on here. I think I'm going to just put a button right here, and then I'm going to just put a wraparound tie on this one, you know, wraparound like closure. So let's find a button. Let me see the big buttons. Thinking, yeah, maybe a big giant button. Hey, Laura. Yeah, like a big, huge one, you know. I kind of like this one. Yeah, I'm using that one. Wait. Wait. All right, hold on. You know what I need is a red button. Yeah. Or that one. Yeah, you guys should subscribe to each other. Let's subscribe to each other, everybody. Let's just do it, because you know, we're all we have in this world. Just saying. You know, we got to stick up for each other and stuff, and so yeah. And keep it going, you know. So a lot of these still have the like wire in them from the where they were attached to the card, you know. So I'm actually going to use 2 buttons. Not that one yet. All right. I'm going to use a button on the inside too, because I just don't want it to pull through. Even though I'm going to put it through this fabric too. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. There. Just makes it a little sturdier. Yeah, that's a couple of different lots of buttons that I've acquired, Kathy. And they're just all kind of in there together. Ah. Oh, this is so frustrating. I hate threading needles, you guys. Yeah, so you guys go and sub each other if, you know, like I said, we got to support each other. We just got to do it. And, you know, Kathy has some awesome haul videos, Amber's videos, you know, Karla, any of us. You know, we're family now. So, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Go sub Kathy and Amber. It's easy to do it when you're in the chat. You know what I mean? Oh, that's funny, Carol. Yes, and Care's videos. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Care's Care's cluster videos I'm all about those. I think they're awesome. All right, so I want to wait a second. What am I doing? Okay. So I'm going through both of these buttons. And I want it to kind of stick off the side of the journal just a tiny bit. Yeah. And see, it's so thin, I can just, wait, I need a little teeny tiny little button on the inside. Just a little tiny flat one. Super thin flat one. Oh, this will work. So I'm using another button on the inside just to kind of strengthen the attachment. You know what I mean? I don't want, I mean, because the whole closure is basically, well, a chain is as strong as its weakest link, right? So basically, the whole closure of this book is going to be depending on this string. And that string is going to get a lot of pressure on it. Okay, and so that's why I'm sort of giving this string a little bit of extra support by putting that button right there. So because this string is likely to just work its way through that paper, like if I just had the string there, you know. So I put the button there because it makes it more more sturdy, you know. It makes it so that if something was going to pull through, it would have to be that whole button, and that's probably not going to happen. So and I'm just going to tie it in a knot. And this is just cotton twine, you know. I think I got it at Ace. And I'm not going to use it, you know, for charms or anything, that string, because this is where my my ribbon or seam binding or whatever I use is going to wrap around. So yeah, I like it kind of offset a little bit. Yeah, and looking pretty a little bit. All right. So I'm not doing an eyelet in these because you know, we're just gonna tie the seam binding or ribbon or whatever I decide to use onto this, you know. So basically it's just, you know, now a matter of filling it up with goodies, you know. It's kind of like wrapping presents. Yeah, it does kind of echo the Devil's Circle. Yeah, I like the black and red. And I'm not going to cover him up. I like him. I like him. So I want to use some of here's the advertising box. See, I forget about stuff, you guys. This is like it's just a piece of like a project that you could make, but the paper was super thin and brittle, so I just decoupaged it onto some other paper. Yeah, filling them with goodies is the best part, huh? And this is like an advertisement for some flower bulbs. Same thing, it was super thin. So little pocket to do. I always like to do something on a pocket, you know? Something. So let's see. You know what? I'm just going to put a flower on it. I'm going to make the inside of this journal like all feminine and soft and girly. Yep. Wait, it needs something first. I just wanted something behind the flower. So, and I didn't want to just glue it on there. So, yeah. There we go. Oh, this library card. These library cards. See, I bought some library cards. I'm probably going to go to jail for this, but anyways, I bought some library cards off of Amazon. Just scanned them and printed them off. I just did the one side, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully they won't come get me while we're doing our live stream. Aha. It's a page out of a sewing book. I do like to use things that are sort of contradictory, you know, like this is a tool catalog that was probably in somebody's, you know, garage or whatever. And so I like to add stuff like flowers and, you know, I don't know. And like in some of my journals that are like super girly and stuff, well, like the covers are like girly and feminine and pretty and stuff. I like to use like advertising for airplane maintenance books and stuff. I know. Yeah, and you can go to someone else's channel while you're on the chat here, you guys. You just click on, yeah, if you hover over the line where their name is, you just, you'll see the 3 dots come up, and then if you click the 3 dots, then the option to go to someone's channel is there, and you just go there, and it'll take you to, it'll open a new window. So, and then, you know, if you don't want to stay there, just close that window or whatever. You won't go away, you know. Wait, what are you guys swapping? Tell me. I want to put one of those words right there. Whoops, I just broke it. How about irresistible? So yeah, this is the fun part, huh, you guys? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh my God, Scotty, your classroom stuff. Yes, I need some classroom stuff. I need classroom stuff super bad. I don't know if you watched my video. I think it was yesterday, or it might have been, I think it was on Sunday in my live stream. I was talking about how, yes, you were there because you were talking about, I was talking about the mimeograph thing. But, yeah, oh my God, library cards. I have a whole bunch of, you have the pockets too? I need pockets too. Oh, Scotty, you should have never even opened your mouth. Just saying. Yeah. I used to talk my teachers into giving me stuff all the time. All kinds of stuff from the classroom. And I'd bring it home and cut it into pieces and drive my mom crazy. She was constantly vacuuming out of my room. But vacuuming paper off of the floor. Oh, should I put the Australia map in there? Hey, if it's perfect. No, it's too bulky. But I want to use it whole because see, it's like the whole page, you know. So I want to keep it all together and use it somewhere. But that's too bulky for there. Let's see. Oh, I know. One of those new envelopes that I made. Yeah. That fits. No, it's too wide. All right. I know. About a card. And a Monopoly money. There. Okay. You gotta stick something in here. I could seriously do this for the rest of my life. Every day for the rest of my life, you guys. Okay. Let's see. See how much of a pain this would be to get in and out of here. It'll work. It's a piece of a map. Like a like a nautical map or whatever. Let's see. Flip. So before I decide if sometimes, you know, like this one, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. So, actually, I like it. See, now I'm overthinking, right? Okay. I'm going to glue it down and make it a pocket. I wasn't gonna, but then I changed my mind. And I'm going to add some of this trim on there. Yep. Right on the edge of this pocket. There, red and white. There, and then let's see. Nope. Something skinnier. We'll just do another bingo score sheet. Sorry, I'm just reading chat a little bit, guys. Yeah, I love nautical maps. I have a few of them, and I've just cut them into pieces. Just the weight of the paper, and these I didn't even have to coffee dye or anything. They were just like that lady that lives up north, that I've talked about a few times. She has a bunch of them, so I might get some more from her. Fathoms and feet to meters. Anyway, yeah. Yes, the nautical maps. Okay. This is just coffee dyed, you know, scrapbook paper. Fold it up, but I need something on these. So we're right at the center, and it's not too bulky yet. Not too bad. Excuse me. Butterflies. do a butterfly and this little thing. This says love you, and I'm going to put it on this little piece of fabric. And it's going to get stapled on. And then glued right there. And this pocket is getting a butterfly. Here. Here. I put something else in these pockets. Yeah. There. And then something right there. You know, sometimes I'll use just like a little, this kind of thing on these little tuck spot things. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So, like, if I need a little tiny cluster, then I guess I just have to make one, right? Let's see. I'm gonna leave that string hanging there, but I'm gonna put it up higher so it doesn't hang in my way. Ooh, and we'll use this little flower. And then let's grab that. I don't even know what that is. And a stamp. There. Cluster. There. And then I can put a little tiny just a minute. No, whoops. Yeah, and then I can put a little teeny tiny flower on there. There. Okay, now what to put in there? So, I really, okay, I think I'm gonna do it. I've got this little, this is a bridge score sheet. It's kind of like a little mini one. See, and it has just a few sheets left in there, but this is really old. This is from probably the 20s or something. Trying to see if there was anything with a date, but anyway, this thing is pretty old. I just love it though. Isn't that cool? I'm putting it in this journal. And then this is going right there. And this flower. In this pocket. This is like a little tri-folded kind of deal with a stamped image on there. And oh, Sorry. It's like a postcard. It's not really a postcard. It's actually just a picture, but. And this is like a little flip page. I'm going to use a playing card on there. And then I want to put something in here. Let's see. Too small. Oh, you know what I could do? Put this envelope in there, but inside the envelope, I could put some little stuff. So, like this little card that can go in there, and this little card says photos do not bend, and something else, and this little picture of a bird at the beach. Okay, so that stuff is going in that envelope. In the envelope, I would cut a little notch on this, but I don't want to. There, and then that envelope goes in there. This is just going to be like a flip. You know, it's a little bit questionable right here, so I'm going to run a strip of tape on there. Ah. I'm going to do it on this side. Yeah, I like this journal so far. I wasn't sure about it at first when I, you know, first started thinking about using it, when it was just the cover. You know, coloring books make great, though, you know how they sell all of those, you know, coloring book, postcard books? They're postcards, though, that you can color. I buy those all the time, and I use them in journals, just little images, you know. Of course, I copy dye them first, but. Yeah. So little pockets is. I think we need some rickrack on this one. And if you run your glue thin enough with the glue gun, using rickrack, if you just get it on there just perfect, like you cover that whole, you know, line of glue up. There is a straight line straight down the center of the rickrack where you can, you know, you can do that. It's another page from the sewing book. I'm just going to stick that in there. And then these little flower images. No, I was going to put those on a card. What is this? Oh, this is a ration stamp. Pages from someone's ration book. Yeah, that's going in there. 1949, y'all. See, I don't really want another pocket yet. I think I'm just going to put a butterfly on here. Yep, and I'm going to staple it on there. And that one I'm just going to leave alone. This is like a handwritten letter. Okay, we got a pocket here. I'm going to grab another small-ish kind of word thing about peace, love, and light. Let's ink it. And then, oh yeah, I got fingerprints on it. Okay, I'm going to staple it on this little piece of fabric, and then I'm going to glue it on there. I'm in the zone, you guys. In the zone. Okay. Guess I don't normally talk to myself while I'm in the zone, but wait, get in there. Oh, that's too thick. I'm just saying talking to myself because it seems like I'm talking to myself when I'm in here just talking. You know what I mean? I'm really talking to you guys, but you know what I mean. I really want to use this Australia map somewhere. I'll use it on another journal. Maybe I'll make one for Cat. Special for Cat. I'm going to round these corners. It's just a piece of paper, you know. Okay, one more thing. Okay, maybe two more things. No. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in this little journal, y'all. Just saying. This is a little card, you know, little coffee dyed card thing deal, you know. Okay. There we go. And I don't think that this little guy necessarily needs anything else. I think he's full enough, you know. Actually, no. I like to add at least something on this front page right here. I almost always will. Okay, I'm using these flowers on there. And this is just a piece of like note card, you know. And a little piece of advertising. And maybe come here. A stamp. No, that's too big. A stamp. There. That's perfect. Where's my paper clips? There. There. Okay, now it's done. Well, inside. I know, Laura. I have some little cards that I'm making that, yeah, I'm going to start signing my books. I don't know why I've never signed my books. I know, my logo and stuff. You're right. I know. I have a whole bunch of them printed. Well, I don't have any cardstock at the moment. Well, I mean, I do, but it's not the color I want. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to print out my logo and my name and stuff, and then I'm going to sign it and the date. And I'm going to do that from now on. I will. I will, Anne. You know what, you guys? I'm just saying, I don't know what's going to happen, okay? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? You know, that magazine's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm just saying. I mean, getting a little bit nervous. All right. I'm just going to use white seam binding on here because I think it's really pretty. And oh, Mom just came in with the dogs.
Are you streaming?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, we're almost done though. I'm just finishing up this journal and then we did 2. All right, so I'll leave one end a little bit long on here, and this is gonna go through there. So I'm just looping it through that signature, you know, and I guess, I mean, you can move it up or down, but so then this side can just hang loose, you know, hang loose. And then this one, how many times it'll wrap around? There. There. And, you know, I guess I could trim it a little shorter or whatever, but I kind of like it. There. I know, it's going to be so cool. I know. I'm excited for all of us. I know. It's going to be fun. Laura says hi, Mom.
Hi, Laura.
Grace, go get the dogs. Goofball. Yeah, Laura, I'm going to print them out on coffee dyed paper and then, you know, cut them out, round the corners, ink them up. At least until I get tired of doing that, and then, you know. No, I don't. What's an Apache tier? Karla says hi too, Mom.
Hi, Karla. Love your buttons.
She loves your buttons. She's making some buttons. And, yeah, she wants to make earrings and stuff with them, maybe, or, you know. Excuse me. I just totally burped, you guys. What's an Apache tier, Scotty?
What? There's no garbage for
you to give it. That's funny, Kathy. That's funny. Welcome back, anyways. Scotty was asking if you're making any more altered keys. Mom.
What?
Scotty's asking if you're making any more altered keys.
No, not right now. I just would have the ones that I have.
Yeah. I think she's searching for inspiration again for the altered keys. So, yeah, she hasn't made any for a while. she's kind of like me in that she'll work on stuff for a while and then kind of move on to other things. Although I've really definitely gotten stuck in the junk journal thing. But anyways, it's a black glass stone, very smooth. Oh, I bet it's pretty. Oh, but it's pretty. I've heard of that now that you say that. Yeah, I think I have. Anyway. All right, you guys. I'm going to sign off. But we got 2 journals done. Where's the other one? See? Took me about, what, about an hour for each one? Not counting, you know, the other time that I put into it, making the cover and then assembling the signatures, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I would say each journal probably has about 3 hours in it, you know. And I'm just saying that because, you know, what we were talking about, pricing your work, you know. So, and a lot of times you'll notice that, like, I'll have a journal for sale in my shop that is half the size of another one, but you know what I mean? It's priced almost the same because of the amount of work that's involved. So, you know what I'm saying. And I know you guys get that. I'm just, you know, other people can watch this video later on in life, and I just kind of want them to hear me say that. Anyway. All right, you guys. Well, I love you very much. And right, 100 and 200. Exactly. Right now, these are each $1 million. Each one of them. Okay, you too, Yvette. Thank you, Josie. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks, Josie. Yeah. You guys take care, okay? I'll see you on Sunday, and I'll try to think of something fun we can do, maybe as a project. And if I do think of something, I'll post it in the Facebook group, okay? If not, it'll just be more of the same. All right. You're welcome, Regina. Take care, you guys. Bye.